What's up, my peeps? Welcome to This Talks Vibes, where it's more than just talk. It's a vibe. Dude, I literally just ate. I had some bomb ass food, tacos de frijol, so fire with some papas. But there's no neighbor yelling outside. I need to put on some chapstick. Light Glamifies Baby, only the best. Make sure y'all check it out. Especially, it's cause, dude, I feel I'm getting dry super fast now, especially during this time, during this cold season. But it's okay. But how are you guys? How are you guys doing? How are you guys feeling? If you guys haven't took the time today to ask yourselves and really check in on how you're feeling, ask yourself how you're feeling. How are you doing? We just, it's the smallest things, my peeps. It's literally the smallest things, just checking in with yourself and making sure you're good. If are you going through anything? Is there something bothering you? Just checking in and seeing how you're doing. I'm doing great. You know what I'm saying? I said my daily affirmations already. Even before I do the podcast now, I'm trying this new thing. I'm always saying affirmations and really just, saying them out loud. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. But I'm meditating for a little bit, just a little minute or 2 minute thing, just clearing my mind and just really getting in the mood and setting my intentions of the podcast and just really setting myself up for the vibe, for the whole shebang. And it's been good. I feel like it really helps, because I feel like when I do the podcast, I know I be repeating myself a lot, or sometimes I might lose my train of thought or something. And I feel like with that, it's just it calms me down, because I feel like I just have all these not ideas, well, yeah, but all these thoughts and things I want to say. And it's just I'm sometimes I go from one topic to another and this and that, and just jumping back. But I feel like that just really gets me in order and just calms me down, and I really just speak from the heart, speak from my real experience and stuff like that. Today, it's a really good topic. I haven't talked about this at all. And I was just in the shower, you guys. The shower, I get so many ideas and stuff like that. And there was this other idea too I had, but I wasn't gonna make a whole ass video on it. I'll probably mention it a little bit in this. Well, I'll just say it right now, because I had this idea how it was crazy, because I thought about it, because I was thinking about this topic that I was going to talk about. I'm going to talk about what it is, how it was being the oldest sibling, and just giving you guys some just advice and stuff like that. And I also just wanted to just connect with you guys. I love when you guys DM me and tell me about the episode, and just reply to my stuff, tell me some of your story, your background, and just suggesting topics and stuff like that. And I'm gonna be doing the oldest sibling, and so reach out to me. How was this video? Comment. Well, if you guys are watching this, you guys are on YouTube. You can comment down below. Are you the oldest sibling? Are you the youngest sibling? The middle child? And just how it was for you. Everybody's experience is different. It's all different, but being the oldest, it's tough, and it's we have being the oldest, because it's trife, right? And so I was thinking in the shower, and I was dude, I was just what am I gonna talk about this topic, or what I want to share and all this stuff. And I was dude, I didn't grow up with grandparents. I really did not grow up with grandparents. And I was just thinking, because as the oldest, for me, I really you're the oldest, you don't have an oldest sibling to look up to help you And if your parents are never around either, you don't have nobody. And, you know, it's just like, I was just thinking, I hear a lot like, oh, I went to my grandparents' house, or like my grandparents, and like all this stuff, or like when their parents, if their parents weren't around or something, it's like, their grandparents. But I didn't grow up with my grandparents from either side. Um, from Eduardo's side, they're both gone, and from Rita's side, they're in Mexico. I like didn't grow up with them, and I went to Mexico maybe when I was like 21 or 22, like my first time going to Mexico, to Michoacan. Shout out my Michoacan people. I went to Michoacan, and that was like, my first time, like, just like living with them. Well, I went to their house, and just really like, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was just crazy because I was like, dude, like, I really didn't wait. I really didn't grow up with grandparents. It was just, I mean, it wasn't like, I don't know, like, and I was just thinking, like, I don't know. I was just thinking about it, and I was like, like, it's just crazy. And I mean, but yeah, I mean, let me know. Because I don't hear a lot of people don't talk about that. I've never heard like somebody say, oh, I didn't grow up with grandparents or anything like that. So if you didn't grow up with grandparents, you're not alone. I didn't grow up with grandparents, going to like my abuelito's house or anything like that and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, comment down below. Hey, but let's just get right into the topic. I wanted actually to talk about this topic after I saw this video. I forgot the doctor's name. I totally forgot his name, but who did he make? He made a video with, I think, Jay Shetty. I love Jay Shetty. I love watching his podcast. I totally recommend it. And he was talking about how, like, if you have siblings, yeah, you guys might have the same mom and dad, the same parents, but different parents, different, like, well, yeah, like different parents. Well, like they're the same person, but like each sibling was raised differently, because they had different stages in their life, so it's like, okay, for me, I was their first child, so they were new parents. They didn't know what to do, and they just were going through different stuff at that time, whatever. They were young. And then it's like, okay, with the next sibling, with the next child, they, different versions of them raised her, because they already had me, of course, so they already knew what it was to have a child. And then at that time, they were just going through different stuff. Does that make sense? So after that video, it just like, it really got me thinking, because I was like, damn, like, that's so true, like, I have never thought about it that way. And it's crazy, because, sometimes, I mean, well, yeah, when we're little kids, sometimes, I'm like, why do you let this pass by her? Like, why do I get in trouble, or like stuff like that, or like, what I'm saying? Just shit like that. And it's like, it's just because you had different parents and she has different parents, and it's just like, it's just crazy. Like, it's crazy, you guys. But let's get right into it, right? So I am the oldest child, and I mean, like I said, it's different for everybody. If you're the oldest child, it's tough. It's tough because you're the oldest. You don't have an oldest sibling, And if you do have younger siblings, it's like, you're there for them. You're trying to help them out, setting an example and all this stuff. But nobody was there for you. Like, you're like kind of on your own, And especially if you don't have your parents there. If you don't, or if, I was raised by a single parent. I had both, but until I was like 10 years old, then it was just like Rita. And that's even tougher, like, you might be the oldest with both parents, but it's really tough when it's like one parent. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, because I was, it was just Rita. And, from like 10 years old, I grew up really fast, especially because, it's just her. And it depends on everybody's situation, but you know, you might feel like you have to take the role as like the other parent. It depends, like if it was a dude, you took the father role, or if it's like the woman, the second mom role, or even the mother role if the mother's not there as much, and it's just different. And we tend to take it, just like, I thought like, okay, from that point, I didn't think about me, like I did not think about me. And it was just like them, like the younger siblings. I was trying to do everything for them. Like my mentality after that, like it was just like, I have to be the best for them. Like I wasn't thinking about me. I wasn't, and it's like, if Rita told me like to do something or, whatever, like help her out, like it's like I had to, because then I would feel bad, and so we tend to like take that role. And honestly, you guys, like that was maybe like, I'm like, I don't want to say a mistake or anything like that, but that's like an error that we tend to do. And if you are the oldest sibling right now, like, dude, you have this, like I love you so much and you got this, but put yourself first. Still, my peeps, put yourself first, because you have to be strong for yourself too, and you have to think for yourself as well. I'm not saying like don't do it for your family. Yeah, if you want, but I think I've mentioned this in I forgot what video it was, but I talked a little bit about that. But you have to do it for you, because nobody else is doing it for you. Like you have to also take care of yourself, take care of your mental health, and just, like be there for you, because nobody is really there for you. You're the oldest sibling. And, my thing was like, okay, I have to set an example. I have to be the best I can for them. Like, I have to set the example now. Like, I have to do my best again for them. And it was just a lot of responsibility. At 10 years old, like, it's like it all hit me. Like, everything, and it's like my mentality was just like for them, like I had to be there for them, and it's a lot of responsibility. Props to all the oldest siblings, you guys. Again, you guys are the strongest, you know what I'm saying? And it depends. Some of us take the responsibility, some of us don't. And I took it, like immediately, and I was like, okay, like let's do this, and like I said, it's best for you not to think of it as, oh, I'm the second mom, or I am their mom because I raised them, or I'm the dad, however it was, like I'm their father figure. Because you guys, you'll really, really get into that role, and it's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your heart, because at the end of the day, you're just their older sibling. Like, you are just their older sibling. Like, they're really not your child, So I just suggest like being the best oldest sibling that you can be, but still putting yourself first. You guys, like, make sure you're good. It's okay to say no. If you, like, they're really not your kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not your kids, And I'm not trying to be fucked up, but it's like, you didn't sign up for that role. Like, you're the oldest sibling. You can help, yes, as much as you can, but first make sure to help yourself out. You have to make sure that you're good, that your mental health is good, and that you're watching out for you, because nobody's really watching out for you. I mean, it depends. Like I said, everybody's situation is different. But, because you just, you really get into that role, and you're just the oldest sibling. You're just the oldest sibling, and you are trying your best. And if there's stuff you can't handle, you can't, it's fine. It's fine. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like a superhero or something like that. And you're literally just, you still have to live your life, you know? And that's how some of us grow up so fast, and we don't really have like a childhood. We try to give them those experiences, the best experiences. And that way, like they're still like growing up, like they have like some type of childhood, and you just grow up really quick. You're just like, you know what I'm saying? And you still want to be a child. Like, you're still a child. If like, if you took the role or whatever, really young, and like, you're still a child. You're only a child. Like, don't think of it like that, because it's really not good for your mental health at that age, saying like, I'm their second mom, like I'm their mom. It really just gets to you. You start, like, in your mind, you're like, okay, I'm their mom. But you guys, you're just the oldest sibling. Like, you're just the oldest sibling. And there's so much you can do, because they're going to grow up and, do their own thing, because then it's like, you then want to, like, I mean, we watch out for our youngest siblings. We want the best for them, and we want them to do good. We want to teach them, okay, what's good, what's bad, and this and that. But they still got to learn themselves too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got to learn, and it is what it is. So I asked questions on Instagram, and I'm seeing right now, like, what they were. So I could just talk a little bit about them. I think this person was raised by both parents, and they are the oldest. And it says, when the parents rely on you the most, and it gets draining. And that's the thing, like, sit down with them. If it's both parents or just one, and tell them, hey, you're the parents. I'm your child, and they're your child as well. Like, just because you're the oldest, that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean you have to be there taking care of the other ones. Because who's taking care of you? Nobody's taking care of you. Then it's like, you put them first, and it's like, okay, and then you say, well, fuck me, right? Like, now I have to do it for them. Like, I have to watch out for them. Like, no, my peeps. Like, if anything, sit down with them and just straight up be like, hey, like, you can't take this. Like, they can't rely on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it does get draining. It does get draining. Like I said, I didn't put myself first. I didn't put myself first for hella fucking years. Hella years. And then what happened? I got into alcohol and drugs, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just all this, like, weight, and it's just like, I didn't know how to handle it. Nobody was there telling me what's up. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, well, I fell into that. Because, my peeps, it gets to like that. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just, you just want to escape. And no, like, like, it's not your responsibility. You're the oldest sibling. You're not a second mom. You're not a second dad. You didn't sign up for that role, and they really, you know what I'm saying? And it gets tough. It really does get tough. And, like, I feel you guys. And then what happens to that child, to you just, like, keep her in there, and I feel like she doesn't really grow. You know what I'm saying? Like she just stays stuck, or he just stays stuck at like that age. And it's like, okay, you grew up like this. And that's when you're an adult, my peeps. That child like tries to come out, and you're out here, bringing out your inner child, and that's fine. If you're already an adult now, say what's up to that little child. Be the oldest sibling that child always wanted and needed. Take care of that child. Love that child. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And that's totally like, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm always like little Liz. You know what I'm saying? And because nobody was there for that child. That I feel like, that child, like I said, didn't have guidance, didn't have nobody there for her. And you want to be there for her now. Take her out to the park. Take him out to the park. Take your inner child out. Take your inner child to go, you know what I'm saying, anywhere. Like whatever it is that you want to do. And it's okay. It's okay to do like childlike things or whatever. We even like all of us still have our inner child. We all have our inner child that wants to come out sometimes. Depending on everybody's childhood and stuff like that. But, I suggest you as an adult now, bring that inner child out. Talk to that inner child because you want to heal that inner child. You want to heal any trauma. You don't want to feel, like anger or like mad or sad, because nobody was there for you and stuff like that. But you be there for yourself now. You take care of yourself. It's really trife, my peeps. Like, but I mean, don't be mad, or anything about it. I mean, you could feel things, but let them go. And let that weight go. That responsibility is not yours. Nobody was there showing you love. You show yourself love because that's how you grow up with like problems. Like your trauma just gets worse, and especially if you're not healing it, if you're not treating it, or your mental health just gets worse as well. Like you want to be there for yourself. You want to heal, my peeps. You really want to heal and show yourself love. Be there for that inner child, and be the parent to that inner child. I always say, like, I am my own parent. I am my own mother. I am my own father. I am my own sister. I am my own brother. Because you just have to be there for yourself in any way you can. If that, like I'm saying, be the parent for that child. Take care of that child because that child is in you. You feel it. You feel that child. It's like they're screaming. They're trying to talk to you. They're just trying to come out and say what's up. It's tripe, And with the parents relying on you and telling you to do this and that, and take care for this and watch out for this one, watch this and that, and like, but it's like, okay, but who's gonna watch me? Who's gonna take care of me? Nobody. Nobody's going to take care of me. And it's like, that really ain't your responsibility. And it's draining. It really is draining. And it's sad because you as a child should not have that responsibility. You shouldn't be worrying about having to take care of another child. Like, I mean, at that age, you're not really thinking like, oh, I need to take care of me, like self-love and all this stuff. But nobody else is watching out for you. Nobody's really guiding you. And it's like, well, and that's how, like, I feel like, well, I mean, I learned fast. Like, I grew up fast. Really, really fast. And that's always been like a Before I used to say like, oh yeah, I was independent really fast. Like I knew how to cook, at a really young age. Like it's just like, like I thought of it as like a good thing, as like a positive thing. But then throughout the years, I'm like, okay, well, I grew up fast, but that's like I didn't have really much of a childhood, you know? And now that's okay, I'm an adult, yeah, and I still have to grow and I'm still growing, but I'm letting that inner child out. I'm taking care of her, and it's okay. Like there's no rush, like there's no rush for anything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And but yeah, I mean, it's trife, my peeps, and I really wanted to talk about this topic and just this. I mean, I don't want to say too much about like, well, I said a good amount, like, well, I mean, my experience, like, I'm not mad at nobody. I'm not mad at the parents because they weren't there. I'm not mad because I had to take care of the siblings or anything like that. But it's like, okay, now, like, I'm acknowledging that and I'm like, okay, well, I need to be here for me. Like, I'm trying to heal. Like, it's just the truth. Like, I need to heal. I need to heal my trauma. And I'm bringing out that inner child, I'm trying to be the best parent for her. I'm going to be there for her. If she needs a hug, like there was times, when she needed a hug when she was younger, and it's like I hug myself now all the fucking time. I started to hug myself, like, dude, I hug myself all the time now. And it just feels great. Like it feels so good. And that's healing, my peeps. That's like for reals, you guys. Like, oh my god, like my peeps, to all my oldest siblings, take the time right now to give yourself a big hug. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it gets emotional. I get emotional, but it's okay. Like it's okay because you're just letting it out. Like that's the hug you needed when you were younger. It's tough. It really is, my peeps. But like I said, it's different for everybody. Everybody has a different experience, and like if you were raised with both parents, still the oldest, or just with one. But with one, it's really tough. And I can only fucking imagine if you're the oldest sibling with none of your parents, like if you really had to be the oldest sibling and still take like the father, the mother role, but yeah, give yourself a hug. Like I said, it gets emotional. Cry if you need to cry. Cry it out. That's your inner child. But that's like a good emotional, like just letting it out. And especially, I mean, I know when I was younger, I was like, I gotta be strong. It's fine to cry. Let's talk about crying. It's fine to cry. It's fine to cry. Before, I used to be like, no, I'm tough. I will never cry. And I will literally hold that shit in, you guys. And it fucking hurts. Like, it literally hurts inside. Like, it hurts your throat chakra, to be honest. And it just hurts your heart chakra as well. Like, you fucking feel it. I don't know if this has ever happened to you guys. But when you, like, hold in a cry, it hurts. It literally hurts internally. And, you feel like, okay, I'm strong, but you're just building up that trauma inside of you, and hurting yourself because just let it out. Let it out, my peeps. We're human. We're trying our best. You're trying your best. And that's all you can do. Just be your best and be the best oldest sibling. This is my advice, and a little bit about my experience. And I really hope it helps you some way. And I love you. Everybody, my oldest siblings, I love you so much. I'm sending you a big, big hug. A big one, my peeps. Don't feel bad for choosing yourself. Do not feel bad for choosing you, for choosing your happiness, for loving yourself. Don't feel bad. Don't think like, oh, but they're going to think I don't love them or that I'm just, you have to be there for you. You have to be there for you. And as the oldest, like I said, I mean, it's different for everybody, but there really ain't much people there for us, and especially if we have younger siblings. The parents tell us we have to be there for them. We have to watch out for them. But again, who is there watching out for us? Nobody. Do not be scared of saying no. Don't feel bad for saying no. And do not feel bad for choosing you. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to have you like you. Nobody's going to be there like you. Okay, my peeps? So do not feel bad. Do not feel guilty if they tell you stuff. Then they're toxic. Sometimes family is like the most toxic, and you do sometimes need some time away from them, to get yourself straight, to get yourself situated, to get, to chill with you. You need to make that time for yourself. Please make time for yourself, my peeps. Please make time for yourself and take care of yourself. Talk to yourself. Check in with yourself, okay? You gotta do it for you. Nobody else is going to do it for you. And if nobody else is there helping you out, guiding you, like, you do it for yourself. It's your life, and you still have to live your life. Like I said, how my mentality was, I do it for them, I do it for them. But, and now I'm like, I do it for me. People ask me, or like a lot of people say, oh, I'm doing it for my family. I do it for my family, this and that. But do it for you. Do it for you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that gives it a bigger meaning because it's you. Like, you want the best for yourself. You know how bad you want to achieve your goals. You know your dreams. You know what I'm saying? You know what you need to do. Does that make sense? So choose you. Live your life. Don't feel guilty, because at the end of the day, it's your life, hunty. You just doing your best, To all my oldest siblings, you guys have this. I'm sending you guys a big hug. Big, big hug. I love you guys. And please show yourself some love. I was really excited to do this video. Really excited, but a little bit nervous. I think I said everything I wanted to say, that I wanted to talk about. I was nervous because I thought it's just like an emotional topic a little bit, but like in a good way, like I don't mind talking about this, and if I get emotional, but I don't know, just something about getting emotional in front of the camera. It's okay, it's all good. And don't be mad at yourself. Don't beat yourself up for nothing. Don't be mad at the parents. Don't be mad at the youngest siblings. Just be the best you can be and work towards healing. Work towards healing, my love. Heal yourself. Heal your inner child. Be there for your inner child. And just find peace. I wish you the best. I wish you peace. I wish you love. Self-love, baby. Self-love is it. Okay, my peeps? Self-love is it. Please don't forget to talk good vibes to others. And please, please, please don't forget to talk good vibes to yourself. Sending you guys a big kiss and a big hug. You guys have this, on my oldest siblings. You guys got this, okay? You guys got this. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace. Bye.